It just so happens to be 2020. And maybe the reason for that is because we need to see everything that we haven't seen, that we've been blind to. 2020 was crazy for a lot of people, and we want to make 2021 amazing. And if we do, we need to work on our minds more than anything else. The year 2023 doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist in my mind. I'm never going to see it. I'm going to live like that. Now, I've seen a lot of posts today, and we have to drive by dairy farms, and it's just cows and cows and cows and cows and cows. And subconsciously, they don't want to deal with all of the shit that they really truly need to deal with. What is 2020 doing to us? It's making us look at ourselves in the mirror and saying, what do I need to fix about myself and also the world around me? Because we're all in this together. We don't exist without the earth. We don't exist without the animals. We don't exist without our bodies, and we don't exist without each other. We're all in this together. It's time for us to wake up. The great awakening, the spiritual. The number one thing that I recommend that you do to make this year the absolute best year of your life. Do you want to know what it is? Develop your willpower. Make your mind, your body, your resilience, your motivation, and your drive the strongest thing in your life. So many people look up to other people and say, oh man, I wish I was motivated as this person. I wish I was driven as this person. Do you want to know where that comes from? It's developed. It's like a muscle. Willpower is like a muscle. To be able to go, you know what? I don't feel like doing this, but I know what I want my life to be, so I'm going to do it anyways. I don't care what I feel like, I'm going to do it anyways. That is what willpower is. To have a goal of what you want to work for, to figure out what that is, and to work at it no matter the circumstances of each day, no matter how you feel each day. It's to do it even when you don't want to do it. And if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you know I'm a very big proponent on doing what you don't want to do. Why? Because if we're being honest, we're all pretty soft. Let's be honest, like we're soft. If we think about our ancestors and all of the stuff that our ancestors had to go through compared to us, we're freaking soft. We live in air-conditioned buildings, heated buildings. We have our food that we just walk into stores and get. We don't have to hunt and gather and forage. We don't have any battles that we're really going to war with every single day. We don't have to worry, most of us, about somebody walking into our house and trying to take our land from us every single day. We are soft, and we can admit that, can't we? But it doesn't mean that we can't build up the resilience. What it means is that we've built up our softness. And so we need to develop this mind, this iron mind, this mindset of I'm going to do it anyways because I know what I'm going to do. And a soft mind and a soft body does not change the world. A soft mind and a soft body does not change their own life. And a soft mind and a soft body does not change their family's life, their community's life, and their loved ones' lives at all. And so it's up to us. The responsibility is up to us to make a change. You know, I saw a meme the other day, and I've seen it many times. I used to actually show it in presentations, and it's this guy, and it's a cartoon. He looks like he's a politician, and he says, who wants change? And you could see the little bubble coming out of his mouth. Who wants change? And everybody in the crowd raises their hand, and it's like, yeah, everybody wants change. And then he says, who wants to change? And the very next picture, the cartoon right after, he says, who wants to change? Everybody's hands are down because everybody wants something done for them, but they don't want to get off their ass and actually do it. If you're listening to this podcast, if my little bit hardcore say it as it is appeals to you, then you're probably the type of person that's like, I'm going to go and get it. I don't care. I'm going to conquer myself, right? I'm going to develop the mind that I need to get what I want in life and to impact the world. And ultimately, what it comes down to is a comfort zone. The last thing that I want to be stuck in going into 2021 is 2020's comfort zone. I don't want any of 2020 to come into 2021 with me. I don't know about you. 2020 was actually a pretty good year for me. I enjoyed a lot of it. For a lot of people, it wasn't very good, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean that 2020 needs to carry on. It means that we need to cut ties with it. We need to break free from it, and we need to go, what do I want? You know, this year was great for me. This year wasn't great for me. This year was okay for me. But next year is my year, and I am going to figure out a way to get it done, to succeed, to get what I want, no matter the circumstances. I'm going to get it. Once again, what is that? It's the willpower, to do what you don't want to do, to get out of your comfort zone. And the way I always like to explain a comfort zone that makes sense to a lot of people is this. If you think of a rubber band, if I had a rubber band in my hand and I'm pulling the rubber band apart, that's you stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I can't tell you how many people reach out to me. And the number one thing I hear from people who reach out to me is, hey, Rob, I'm really good at starting stuff on my challenges and my goals and trying to go through, but I'm really bad at finishing. What should I do about finishing? That's one of the main things that I hear from people is I'm really good at starting. I get really excited, then I never finish anything. So I never get my goals hit. I don't make the money that I want. I don't have the life that I want because I don't finish anything that I actually start. And the reason why is because if you think of a rubber band, if you're pulling it, people will pull themselves and stretch their comfort zone and stretch it for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 10 days. And then what happens? They start shrinking back. They start doing the things that got them in the comfort zone in the first place. They start sleeping in. They stop going to the gym. They stop reading the books. They stop meditating. They stop eating healthy. They go back to drinking, whatever it is. And slowly but surely that rubber band goes back to the same size because we start to fall back in our old habits. What do you need to do? You need to break it. That's what you need to do. You need to break your comfort zone. You need to break the rubber band. So if you pull the rubber band long enough, far enough, and you keep pulling, eventually it's going to snap. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to pull ourselves for so long outside of our comfort zone and pull every single day and be consistent and pull until we've broken out of our comfort zone and we've created a new version of ourselves. That's what we're trying to work towards. That's what we're trying to build. We're trying to consistently push ourselves every single day. That's the value into it. We're trying to bring a brand new comfort zone into 2021 that doesn't look anything like any other comfort zone we've ever had because it's so much bigger and so much more expansive. And we, as a person, are so much better than we have ever been. And the thing that I think that most people need to think about is the phrase to do what you don't want to do. I love it. To wake up and to eat the frog. What does that mean? If you've never heard the phrase eat the frog, what it is there's one thing, at least one thing, but there's always one thing every single day that you have to do, that you don't want to freaking do, that you're dreading doing, and you definitely don't want to do it. And what do they say? Eat that frog first thing in the morning. Eat the frog. Because who would want to eat a frog? Nobody wants to eat a frog. So if you think of it that way of like, I'm going to eat this frog, this thing that is staring at me, I'm going to just say, you know what? Pop it in my mouth. I'm going for it, baby. I'm going to eat that frog. This is the benefit of doing the things that you don't want to do. To push yourself a little bit more, over and over again. And that's the reason why you're going to be outside of your comfort zone. And to do what you don't want to do, the perfect example for me is I hate cold showers. If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you need to follow me on Instagram, Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. You've seen my Instagram stories lately. I've been outside in my 40-degree pool when it's 35 degrees outside, it's cold as hell, and I've been sitting there for 15, 16, 17 minutes inside of that pool. It's not because I'm weird and sadistic and I'm like, I'm going to torture myself today. No, it's because I don't want to do it. And I know that the voice that's saying, hey man, don't go in the pool today.